Oh, yeah, everybody. It's me, your old buddy Merlo. Merlo's Movie Massacre. We are back again. It's good to be doing this back on kind of a regular basis for the meantime, anyways. Let's hope we can keep it fairly regular for you guys out there. And we're going to talk some awesome horror content tonight. It's going to be a fun one. I see already in the chat we've got Christian Spencer and we've got my buddy Jared, the Drayton Sawyer, the two good dudes. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hi, hello, lad. What's up? You guys are pretty simple tonight, but that's all good. It's all good. My power bill. I don't know. What about your power bill? Does it cost more if you text more and type more stuff in the chat? Trying to save money that one? I don't know. It's all energy, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's probably a fraction of a cent, but anyways, getting thank you guys for tuning in though. Let's give a shout out to our good friends over our two Michelles. Our two wonderful Michelle, and I see Michelle Blasky has actually just joined in the chat. Hey Michelle, how you doing? And Michelle Appollonia. Geez, you guys both tuned in at the same time. So we'll show Michelle Apollonia's stuff first for Breathless Beauties. She does these awesome horror themed dolls. We love her work. And she's got a new podcast. If you haven't checked it out, I do have the link in the description, I believe, for Sisters of the Strange. Has episode 4 come out yet, Michelle? I believe we've got 3. I've seen 3 episodes so far, or heard 3 episodes so far. But episode 4 might be on the way. Michelle A and Michelle B. And then we've got for Michelle Blasky, she has her art that you can check out her for Miss 44 that you can check out on Facebook. And I think there's another link that you can buy her art on. It's not Reddit. It's like something like that though, isn't it? I don't know. I'm not good with internet stuff, but the links are in the description. So definitely make sure you guys go check them out. Make sure you're at least liking their Facebook pages, Instagram pages, all that wonderful stuff, because that's how they build a network, and that's how we work together in the horror community or indie film community or art community in general. The whole art community gets stronger, and that's what I want to see more than anything else. There you go. Those would sell on Etsy, the Drayton Sawyer says. I'm not sure what the link in the description is. I thought it was like Redbubble or something like that. Michelle, confirm that with us. What the other one is. Am I missing it? You guys are chatting pretty quick here. Holy smokes. We're going down pretty darn cute. The damn AC units. I got my AC unit on still, but you know what? Summer's winding down. I don't think I'll be needing that AC unit much longer here as we get into fall. Yeah. $195 a month for your AC. Whoa. Woo. And that's US. Crap, that's a lot. I mean, it's not cheap here either. I mean, this thing probably does probably cost my electricity bill quite a bit. My electricity bill is the biggest one, and that's usually around 150 Canadian per month. The electricity, but we also have gas and we also have the hydro bill as well. It all roughly is around 300 a month when you pay all those utilities. Damn utilities! It used to be a lot cheaper here too. I used to pay like $20 a month for utility. Well, that was when I was a bachelor though, living in an apartment. Oh yeah, Michelle says the new episode drops on this Saturday, so make sure you tune in for that. Very very cool new podcast Michelle's doing. So definitely check that out as well. Wait, what's Redbubble? I might be Public Tea and Redbubble. Yeah, so I was right with Redbubble. I'm not very familiar with those sites, so I guess they are sites that you can sell your art on. But maybe go check out Etsy as well. I've heard of Etsy and heard good things about it. Never really gone on there much, but I've heard of it. Yeah, my AC bill, Jared, my AC definitely makes my bill a bit higher too. But anyways, anyways, just want to announce that I want to announce that congratulations to the team that's been promoting Halloween Evil Lives. We had the director Michael on the show a few shows back. Michael Tagagnan, if I'm pronouncing that right. They just hit their goal today, so congrats to those guys. They just hit their goal. They're in demand now, and hopefully they'll be able to raise a good substantial amount further going further. So go check them out if you can. And hey, the Sawyer Massacre Indiegogo is still going live as well. So go down and support. We have a deal that we started a couple days ago, and it's only for 3 people. 2 out of those 3 people. Here's the promo here. If you get one of these perks, one of these pretty cool perks. These are very cool perks, actually. The 2 of the associate producer ones went to in the last couple days, and you will get a free screen use prop with one of these. Now, I want to push the basement one because I think that's a really cool perk. Personally, I think that's an awesome perk to watch the premiere of the film in the basement. But I have a feeling it might be too scary for some people. Might be just a little bit too scary, but maybe that's why nobody's, or maybe it's just too much. I don't know. You guys let me know if you think it's too expensive. But nobody's messaged me about it, so I thought it was a pretty awesome perk myself. I thought it was, but I don't know. I totally get it. Mandy Cantones. Oh boy, we're missing a few people here. Hey, Miss Carter is here as well. Then I missed Faisal Zaki. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Uh New chatter, I think. Sir, what do you think for the movie Like Battery 2012? Budget was 6,000. Wow. But they are finished the movie just 3,000 US. Yeah. So was it 6,000 or was it 3,000? I'm just trying to figure out what you mean by that. I haven't seen the name sounds familiar, The Battery. But yeah, I mean movies can be filmed for dirt cheap. Depends on what's in it, what's needed, how big the stars are in it, how much you have to pay for for star power. So I'll have to check that out. I always really dig watching movies that are made on a really low budget just to see the kind of heart and soul that was put into them. So yeah, $6,000. That's super super cheap. That's all I can tell you there. That's super cheap to make a feature film for 6 grand. It can be done. It can be done. But you got to be creative. You got to have resources. Got to have them resources. That's for sure. Hopefully they didn't skimp on anything like insurance, but I do know that that does happen. So who knows? But if you're being good, you shouldn't be skimping on insurance. All you indie filmmakers out there, insurance, cover your ass. Full production insurance. Yeah. Anyways, good to see Miss Carter in here. Good to see all you guys in here. And Mandy Cantone, glad you're doing better as well. So I mean, it's so good to have a lot of my regulars back. And I think we're going to talk about something pretty darn cool today. Halloween 3, it is a very divided film. I hope we got a mix of people on opinions for this film because it is a very mixed film as far as opinions go. And I can definitely understand opinions from everybody on this film because um there are different reasons to not like it, and there are different reasons to like it. So I hope you guys in the chat don't be afraid to share your opinion on Halloween 3. I have a pretty strong opinion on the film. Mandy's already put in there Halloween 3 is my favorite horror film. There you go. Now that's bold. That is bold. I like it. I like the boldness. I like the boldness. So let's talk a little bit about how Halloween 3 ended up becoming because uh there was the first Halloween, which was a pretty big success. It kind of climbed its way to success. It took a little bit to get there, and then um, Halloween 2 was still successful, but it had a lot of negative reviews. I believe at the time. I think even still today, it only has about I want to say around 35%. I could Google this stuff, but I don't want to be doing that too much tonight. I should have Googled it ahead of time. Should have had it ready on my laptop. But it's a pretty low review, and I still actually really like Halloween 2. It used to be my second favorite after the first Halloween, but the more and more I've said this before, the older I get, the more I see the flaws. I can really see the flaws in the film. Whereas Halloween 3 is been the exact opposite. I used to hate the film, and now I'm at the point where, man, now it's actually my second favorite in the franchise. So, how this came to be, I mean, I think there's a couple of reasons why Halloween 3 came to be, because I mean, Michael Myers was obviously quite popular, especially after the first movie. Um, but John Carpenter killed him off in that second one. I think it was definitely a sign that, hey, this story's done. Why don't we try to make a totally different Halloween movie? And I guess they felt, the studio probably was willing to go along with that, simply because the reviews for Halloween 2 weren't as good as Halloween 1. It didn't make as much money as the first Halloween, and it had a higher budget too. Not like an astronomical budget. I think it was like a $2 million budget versus a $350,000 budget, something along those lines. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me. If anybody does, feel free to share them. But it just made sense to go that route. Now, I personally think Halloween 3 would have been more well accepted if Halloween 2 never existed. If Halloween 3 was actually Halloween 2, it would have probably been more universally accepted. And the reason being, well, Halloween 1 doesn't really need a sequel. It really does. It has a great ending the way it is, and quite honestly, the ending of Halloween 2, it feels so final, and it feels like it's it's not my favorite ending, that's for sure. you know, I love it when you can set up something interesting, and a lot of the other Halloween films definitely do, including Halloween 3, in my opinion. So again, I think it would have been a little bit more accepted had Halloween 2 not existed, simply because when you make the sequel and it follows the same story as the first film, I personally feel that now you've established that that is your your blueprint for the franchise. You've franchised it by that point. If you only made one film though, and you have a general name, a very, very general name like Halloween, where you can do so much with that. I just think that there's so much potential. There was so much potential for so many different types of stories. Uh, so many. I mean, we could probably write a new Halloween movie based around Halloween while we're chatting tonight. We probably could. So I think that's why it got made. and we can probably understand why it failed. And it didn't fail that bad either. It did have some box office success. It was just I don't think it was really it's considered a flop, I guess, to an extent compared to Halloween 1 and Halloween 2, of course, but it still made a bit of money, a little bit anyways. So I mean, it wasn't a complete flop. Wasn't a complete flop. And I think even Halloween 3 has better Rotten Tomatoes scores than Halloween 2. Just saying. Just saying. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat here for a little bit. I don't like to ignore the chat too much. Not too much. And we're going to talk about a pretty cool unofficial sequel to Halloween 3 a little bit as well. Some of you may have seen me posting about that. And the person behind that is in the chat tonight too. So that's good. Let's see what you guys are saying. Drain Sawyer, that the zombie movie. Oh, okay, I see. A lot of saying hi to each other. I think Terror Tunes was made for 2000. Yeah, boy, it's amazing how films can be made for such low budgets. It really is. Yeah. Christian Spencer, Steve, have you seen the Coleman Brothers Halloween Inferno film? Did I see the full thing? I don't think managed to see the whole thing. I have seen bits of it on YouTube, but I don't think I've had a chance to see the whole thing yet. I don't think so. There's so many Halloween fan films. I get kind of lost in it. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. The Drayton Sawyer. I enjoyed Halloween 3. That's good. I'm glad you did. And we've heard Mandy Cantone already say Halloween 3 is her favorite. Yay, Mandy, mine too. Michelle Blasky's favorite is Halloween 3 as well. That's it's good to see some love for it, but if any of you guys absolutely hate it, don't be shy. I think most people were expecting Michael Myers in Halloween 3. He's in there, but just as a cameo. That is exactly true. That's a good point because I don't know how this movie was marketed when it came out. Um, I don't know if it was done in such a point. They should have marketed it in such a point where they said, "Well, Michael Myers is dead," and they should. I don't know how they would have done it, but it should have been clear off the bat that Michael Myers was dead, and let's make different Halloween movies at this point. But I've heard that a lot of people went to go see it expecting a new Michael Myers film and didn't get it, and were disappointed. And I can definitely understand that. If you missed out on marketing that specifically said that this is a whole new story. I just don't know if they had that. I'll have to go back and look at some of like the TV spots and the trailers and stuff like that for it because I've never seen a trailer for this movie. That's actually a very interesting point. I've never actually seen a trailer for Halloween 3. Interesting, eh? Christian Spencer, H3 is good, uh, uh, but I want to say it's my favorite, but I will watch it. What? I'm not sure if I understood you correctly. I'm guessing you say it's not my favorite rather than it's my favorite. But I won't. Oh, I won't say. I misread it. It's too small for me. Too small. But I won't say. I thought it said, but I want to say. It's all good. All good. Uh, Michelle Appollonia. Yes, I love the movie. In the movie, just to keep it tied in. Yeah. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Um, I almost have a weird idea where if they didn't have if they didn't have Halloween showing in the movie at all, they could have found a way to tie like a bunch of anthologies together. If you did like four different anthologies and then have a fifth one where they all tie together somehow. I think that something like that would have been pretty cool. But obviously, showing the movie in the movie won't would be make hard to make it work that way, that's for sure. But, what's done is done at the end of the day. I like the mask and how they bring, them back in the other films. Have they brought them back much in the other films? Maybe a little bit. I think I remember seeing, like, the witch one in Halloween 3, and I heard they are gonna be in Halloween Kills. I think they were in the trailer, if I'm not mistaken, kind of as a nod to it, which is cool. Nods are cool, but they're nothing more than that, little nods. Halloween 3 is my favorite, I respect it. Wow, I'm surprised we're seeing so much love for it. I respect that it holds, the balls to do yeah, its own thing in a already established franchise, and most people who know me knows I'm not a Myers fan, but I'm coming around. Okay, you're coming around to Myers. You know what? Myers as a whole, I'm kinda lost on, but the shape from the original, if it's just the shape, I love it. He became Myers and lost the shape lost the boogeyman. Shape or boogeyman. I'm good with either or. Peter Solomon. Hey, Peter, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I'd never seen it before today. Oh, really? Really? There you go. It would have been better as a standalone and complete rewrite of from when when the mask landed on the camera to the snuck through the guards. I'm not sure if I understand that properly. Uh, I'm not sure when the mask landed on the camera. Oh, okay. I remember. Yeah. Okay. Complete rewrite from that point. You didn't like that? It was. It, we'll talk. I'll talk about parts of the movie that maybe don't work as well for me because no movie is perfect. No movie is perfect. That's for sure. No film is perfect. Michelle Appollonia, the franchise itself is all over the place. Yeah, it is. I watch them all, and I love the good and accept the bad in them. Yeah, there's definitely some that are one-time watches for me. There's some I don't feel the urge to ever go back and rewatch. There's a few that I've watched multiple times and probably wish I hadn't watched multiple times. But I when I was younger, I gave a lot of them second chances, but I don't do that so much anymore. I think it's because I'm getting older and I don't wanna waste my time watching crap I know I don't like. Very cynical, right? Rufus, Wagas. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think he might be new, or Russell Wagas. I'm, like, totally dyslexic. I don't know where I got Rufus from. Hope I'm pronouncing your name right. H3 is my favorite Halloween sequel by far. I saw it in the theater opening week. Wow, you saw it in the theater opening weekend back all the way back in '82. We all know we all knew it was a new story. I even made a trading card set for the film a few years ago. Oh, really cool. So it wasn't like a big it wasn't the studio trying to make you think it's a new Michael Myers film or anything like that. They were pretty clear in their marketing that this is a totally new story around Halloween. That's good. That's good because I was 2 back in 1982. I'm not too old yet. Well, I'm getting there, but not too old. Obviously, you must be older than I am, and that's cool. But I have no recollection of the film because back in the day because of that, because I was just too young. The first Halloween film I knew about was Halloween 4. I remember seeing the TV spots for that in 1988 very clearly. So that's my first experience with the Halloween franchise. The Drake and Sawyer, the music was very, very creepy in Halloween 3. The music is done pretty well in all those films. Uh, Halloween 2, I'm a little bit on the fence of the arrangement of the John Carpenter score. It always kind of felt a little bit off to me, but it still kind of works. It's still the same score. It's just the arrangement, the instrumentation and stuff is different, but it still works. And we've got Santi Coronas in the chat as well. OMG, I just finished watching Halloween 2018. Oh, you see, you just saw that one for the first time, eh? We're talking something completely different tonight, though. We are talking Halloween 3, the black sheep of the family. It's the black sheep of the family. Santi Coronas. I hate H3. Didn't understand anything. There, we got our first hater. Surprisingly, we got our first hater. The thing with Halloween 3 is you have to take it as its own film. It has nothing to do with the Michael Myers stuff. I personally love it because of that. It had the balls to be a Halloween film and not a Michael Myers film. That's my biggest reason for liking it. Let's see. I think this might be a new chatter. RCP Net. Hello, amigo. Hey man, how are you doing? Hope very well. Hug from Argentina. Hey, there you go. I love that we get international people as well. I think Santi's from around there as well, or was it Chile you're from, Santi? Confirm that with me. Confirm it with me. Thank you for tuning in. I like how Dick Warlock Part 2, Michael Myers is in H3, yes, as one of the robot guys. Yes. Very cool. Peter Solomon. After Dr. Chalice got captured and tied to the chair, he kicked out the TV screen and threw. Yeah, I remember that. It just got bad. Yeah, I don't know if I could say the whole. I mean, that is a little bit far fetched. Again, this kind of goes into the parts of the film that there are a few things in the film that I think are a little bit over the top. That's one of them. That's a pretty you know, that's definitely pretty far fetched that he would make that happen. Um, but you know, you got to take it for what it is. I mean, it's a little much. Yeah, I do agree, but for the most part, I think it has less flaws like that compared to a lot of other films, in my opinion. Anyways, it doesn't bother me so much. I mean, I do watch that part, think, wow, he had one chance to get that up there, and he you know, I mean, really, yeah, I do see where you're coming from for sure. I definitely see where you're coming from. Russell, yeah, I'm 52. So you were 13. Wow. Okay. There you go. There you go. The TV ads did show it was something different. Okay. So he knows. He knows. Um, thank you for confirming that. So, I mean, people shouldn't have been disappointed in the theaters if the marketing behind it was pretty clear. I think. I think. Drayton Sawyer says, I think I saw Halloween 3 when I was about 10 years old. I remember renting the VHS at a video store for for $1.07. The good old days. Oh boy. I was around the same age as you when I saw it, 10 or 11. But I saw it on TV on Halloween night, and we had no idea what that I had no idea that Halloween 3 was not a Michael Myers film, and this was actually we knew about Michael Myers. We all, me and my two brothers, we all knew about Michael Myers in the Halloween franchise. So when it said Halloween 3 on the TV, we thought, okay, this is a Michael Myers film, and so that's why we were disappointed. It happens. There you go. I remember when my mom rented the VHS. Oh, yeah. I never rented that one on VHS. We rented Halloween 5, Halloween 4, and the original Halloween, I think, on VHS when we were quite young. I want to say 11 or 12. We had rented all of those, and I think, you know, the big mistake we made was we started with Halloween 5. It was just a I don't know why, but I think we did it because it was the newest one out at that time. You know, this was the early '90s, and the Halloween 5 was the newest movie. So it's always about let's watch the latest one because it's the latest, and so it must be the most epic. But it wasn't. It's mind you, there are some good moments in Halloween 5, but ultimately, Halloween 5 don't do it for me. Drayton Sawyer, I wasn't allowed to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre, though, until I was 16. Wow. I probably wasn't really allowed, but I still did. Um, you go over to friends' houses and you watch everything. I like the older lady death. Yeah, oh yeah, that was actually pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Yeah, the the misfire. I once tried to sneak the VHS at Kroger and got caught by the employer. Really, you got caught, huh? Well, it happens. It happens, man. She told my mother, "Did you know your son put that here?" Uh, it is what it is, Jared. Anyways, here. So I want to talk about the things I really like about it first, because I think, I mean, I think it does get a lot of hate. So let's talk about the opening of the film. Now, granted, there is something in the opening of the film that I don't like as well, but for the most part, the opening kind of sucks you in. I like that about it. Just hide that now. Now I'm really glad I know how to use that now. I never knew I could do that before until about 3 shows ago, I want to say. Um, you see this guy, he's running away from something. What's he running away from? And then you see the robot, and you just don't have any answers. You just have questions. You get all these questions, and it's like, oh, I got to see how this plays out. I love movies that do that, that set up all these questions, and you want to watch the movie so you get some answers, and how the answers kind of get sprinkled a little bit throughout the film. I love that. I love that. I don't think enough films do that now. A lot of films now, they want to answer everything like pretty quickly, or answer nothing and then wait to the very very end to answer everything. It's I don't know. I like learning a little bit here and there. I think, to me, I kind of miss that style of filmmaking. So I really really like that. I like the characters that we got to meet. I like a lot of the kills, like the first kill in the film where he gets his, you know, you know, it's pretty brutal. Yeah, you know. I don't know who did the SFX for that, by the way. Not that all the SFX were that good. There was a few kind of weak ones, but for the most part, I thought I mean, the lady in the motel. I mean, that was pretty creepy. That looked pretty graphic. you know. They did a good job on that. They definitely did a good job on that. So, I mean, I love how the story progresses. I think that's a big plus for me. I think, uh, I I don't think a lot of movies do that these days anyways, because it just keeps me invested. I was invested the whole time, wanting to know what's gonna happen next. Um, and it's funny because I used to hate this film. Mind you, I don't think we saw it from the very beginning when we were young. I think we probably saw it from pretty close to the beginning, but it was the whole time we're like, "Where's Michael? Where's Michael?" You know? And, you do that when you're a kid. You're just watching the movie for one thing, and you're not paying attention to what's going on. So when I actually paid attention to the movie, um, I think that's where I can kinda start to build a respect for it, because, you start to understand all this stuff a little bit. Anyways, let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. I don't wanna neglect you guys for too long. Where was the last one? Yeah, the older lady death. Saw that. I wish I had a way to mark where I am with everybody's comments. I guess I could just leave somebody's comment on, and then I would know. Not too many. The silent robot assassins in the suits gave me a Stephen King vibe. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, Hearts in Atlantis. That makes sense. That does. I could see that. I think there was probably. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some Stephen King influence in Halloween 3. I wouldn't be surprised, because it definitely has a lot of different tones to it. I like a lot of the different aspects. There's a bit of a Hitchcockian feel. There's even a little bit of a Kubrick feel, and I'm not a big Kubrick guy either. but I can kinda see that a little bit with certain elements of it. A little bit of a, fellow Canadian David Cronenberg, feel to it a little bit. A little bit. It's I get a lot of influence from this, from Halloween 3 that I don't think you got in a lot of the other ones, personally. Russell says, "The woman in the motel was played by Tom Atkins' wife at the time." Oh, see, I didn't know that. I actually did not know that. There you go. I guess they're not married anymore. Probably not anyways. I would imagine not. Tom Atkins getting up there, I know that. Christian Spencer. Jamie Lee Curtis is the voice on the speakers. That's right. When she says closing time, yeah, the curfew. That was Jamie Lee Curtis. I didn't know that for the longest time. Actually, had no idea. Had no idea that that was Jamie Lee Curtis. Hey, look who's here, Ash and Jackal. Hey, man, how you doing? How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Are you a big fan of Halloween 3? It's a very divided film. We've only had one real hater. We have Peter Solomon is kind of there's certain things in the film that he doesn't like, but only one true hater at this time. So, you can be our second true hater if you or not. Thank you for tuning in though, man. RCP congratulations, Steve, for the work you're doing and for putting your shoulder to my shoulder to the project. You almost made it come true and will surely be to lead to success, I think. Well, thank you. Are you? I think imagine you're talking about the Sawyer massacre. I imagine. Yeah, we've done very, very well. I'm very, very excited to make that film. It's my second attempt at doing a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Actually, Ash and Jackal, I believe he reviewed my first one. So he's one of the few that's seen it, and he just joined the chat. So that's awesome. But yeah, man, it's exciting. I can't believe we've done as well as we've done. But we still got a little ways to go. We don't start filming till March, so we have a lot of opportunity to keep raising funds and make it as good as possible. That's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. Up late tonight again. Yeah, there you go. Tom Atkins was at a con recently, I heard. Yes, actually, he's going to be at this Florida one, Florida Phantasm, I think it's called. Shout out to those. I'm gonna try to have the guy from that con on the show, probably close to it because that's coming up beginning of October. Anybody in the Florida area, definitely go check out that con. It's only their second year doing it. They missed last year because of well, I think we all know why. But it's their second year doing it. It's looking like it's going to be a really good con. My associate producer John Henderson is going to be at that con, and we're going to be networking a lot during that. We have already chatted with the showrunner of that con, and he seems like an awesome guy. And Tom Atkins is going to be at it. So just saying, Tom Atkins, the man. He's 85 or so. Yeah, dang, he's 85. I had no idea. 85, I think, almost 86. There you go. Oh, and Ash and Jackal don't even remember. It was that bad. It was that bad that he doesn't even remember it. There you go. That's all good. Yep, that was some time ago now. Time does fly. Yeah, it does, man. You were nice. You were nice to it, but I, you know, it was my very first film, and it definitely has some issues, and I'll be darned if I don't make a better film this time. Well, we better make a better film this time because we actually got some budget behind it now. uh, Brayton Sawyer, Tom looks the same, really. Yeah, he's got white. Yeah, his hair's white, but you know, good for him. He's still doing some acting here and there, and he's a great guy. He's a great guy, from what I've heard, anyways. But he's still doing it. 85 and still doing it. Pretty good. Hey, Bill Shatner is like he's 90 and he's still doing it. So just saying, if you know, you know. Okay. All right. That brings me to the cast. I actually really like everybody in the cast of Halloween 3. Um, I mean, there's some performances that are like mediocre, sure. Like the family that's at the factory. They're like, they're okay. They're okay. They're not terrible or anything. And what happens to them is gut wrenching. But there's a part of me that wishes that I liked them a little bit more. I didn't hate them either, though. I mean, I think that's an issue I have with a lot of horror films is they kill off the people you hate. What's good about that? I hate this person. Am I going to feel anything when they die? So they weren't hateable, but they weren't really that likable. I think if I would have really liked the characters, that scene would have had a little bit more impact. But still, what happens in that scene is pretty impactful. And they had the guts to kill that kid. Man, that's not something in a pretty horrific way too. That's something a lot of films just don't have the balls to do. You gotta give the film credit for doing that. Gotta give the film credit for doing that. So for the most part, I really, really like the cast of the movie. And then let's just talk about the ending real quick, as far as like the end. Um, did they get that third channel off? What happened to the third channel? Wow, you might have to find out in an unofficial sequel. Coming to you by Michelle Blasky. Michelle, you still in the chat or not? We are going to chat about her film in a bit. So if you haven't checked out the Facebook page for the third channel, I did put that link in the description. Michelle is working really hard to put this film together, shooting it in the actual town that was Santa Mira in the movie. I can't remember the exact name of it in California, but Michelle will tell you. What was the name of the town again? It's like that was Santa Mira. Michelle's going to be filming there though, like to make it that authentic. So there she is. It's gonna be fantastic. So Michelle's film is called The Third Channel. We'll discuss it. We'll talk about it a little bit. We're still in the early stages. I'm gonna be a producer on it, which is pretty exciting for me. Actually, I'm actually pretty excited for that. So, um, yeah, really happy that Michelle's doing this and really working hard to make sure that it comes together. Lolita or Loletta, California. That's Santa Mira, basically, right? Right. So it's pretty cool. That ending is great. The ambiguity of it. Did that channel go off? Were they able to get that third channel off or not? And the way Tom Atkins sells it on the phone. Shut it off. Turn it off. That it was great. Stop it. Stop it. It's great. It's great. I give him huge credit on that. So one of the best endings in horror, in my opinion, the way they ended that. Because it just you don't know. I love it. You got to make up your mind for yourself whether that channel got off or not, shut off or not. And if it did get shut off, were there still some consequences? Or if it didn't get shut off, did it do the full job that it was supposed to do? We don't know what was the actual death toll. We don't know. We don't know. I love that. We don't know anything. We have to kind of assume, but it still kind of gives you that feeling like the worst happened. I love that. It gives you that feeling that it doesn't look so good, you know? You know what I mean? Kinda like the ending of Black Christmas, you don't know, but you feel like the worst happened. I love that. I love it myself. But let's see what you guys say. How do you guys like the ending of Halloween 3: Season of the Witch? Um Ending question: Was Ellie turned into a robot, or was that on Ellie an Ellie duplicate, and the real Ellie was killed? I think that's ambiguous. I think we're supposed to probably assume that Ellie was killed and the robot was a duplicate. That's how I always kind of interpreted it. But it is up to interpretation, Peter. I think that's what's great about this movie to a point. I'm not a big fan of that little twist there myself. It's about now she's a robot all of a sudden. Well, uh that's again, I'm kinda jumping into the parts I don't like a little bit, and that's definitely one of them, because I don't know, it feels a little it feels a little forced. If there's one thing in the movie that feels forced, that's it. It was shoehorned in kind of. It didn't need to be there in my opinion. Uh, but, I think it's very open to interpretation to what really actually happened to Ellie. Um, but my assumption would be that they killed her and made a duplicate robot out of her. I don't think she was a robot the whole time. I don't think so. But you could make an argument for that too. You could do it. You could do it. So, what do you guys think? Let's see what Michelle says here. I can't wait to see your vision on what happened next, Michelle B. Yeah, I can too. I know some things like Michelle and I have chatted. I just want to say, I think that this is a strong vision. There's a lot of potential here. Um, there's huge potential. I think it's going to be great. I really think that Michelle's going to show you something pretty special. I'm not sure when when the Indiegogo and stuff is going to be ready. I'll kind of let Michelle figure all that stuff out. I'm helping her the best I can get that stuff for that ready. But I think you're gonna get something special that, hasn't been done before. It hasn't been, and we'll kinda talk a little bit later. Well, I wanna stay on this for now, but a little bit later, we'll talk a little bit about, you know, other Halloween 3 fan films because believe it or not, there are a couple on YouTube. Not a lot, there's a couple. But we'll talk about that in a bit. We'll talk about that in a bit. I wanna stay on topic, Steve. Stay on topic. But I wanna know from you guys what you guys think of that ending. Like, do you because I think there are some people that are divided on those types of endings where you don't have a definitive answer and it just kind of it's a big cliffhanger essentially. And it's like, well, you gotta tune into the next movie to find out. But there is no next movie. You know, I always think that that's uh you know interesting. So a lot of people might not like it because of that fact. We're never gonna really know. But your imagination should fill it in. Your imagination's gotta fill it Yeah. Michelle B says, "Thanks, Michelle A." You guys are always gonna be Michelle A and Michelle B in this chat. Maddie Cantone says, "I always thought, they implied she was a robot all along. I'd like to hear your ideas behind that, Mandy, because, I mean, I think there could be an argument to be said, but the way I always kind of interpreted it was that she was killed and probably made as a duplicate, you know. But again, I don't see anything in there that really can totally confirm or disconfirm that or one or the other. So I mean, it's anyone's guess. Was she always a robot? If she was always a robot, why was how could this? You have to really think about it. There's a lot of interesting ideas, that's for sure. Christian Spencer, pretty simple answer. I like the ending. I like the ending too, but I can see why some people don't. Um, I just like mystery. I guess you could say I like mystery. I like mystery. I like suspense. I like good storytelling. At the end of the day, those are the things that I really want in a good film. Michelle Blasky. There is a H3 fan film that a kid did, and everyone who wants to act in it is a kid. Yeah, I was going to talk about that one a little later. You know, we'll talk about that a little. We'll talk about some of the other fan films in a bit. Peter Solomon. You could look at the pillow talk scene when Doc asks her how old she is, and as a hint that she's a machine. Actually, you're kind of right there when you think about that. Yeah, 'cause she never says how old she actually is. She just says, "I'm older than I look." Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? Yeah, I kinda could see that. I mean, there are reasons to think that. Was her dad a robot though too? How can you have a dad with, yeah, just saying. That's one thing that probably makes me think otherwise, I guess. The fact that that she did have a dad, but was he really her dad? Hmm. Hmm. You never know. New chatter here. We got Eric Soto. Hey, Eric. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. I'm not sure if you're new here. Anybody who is new here, it's awesome if you could like the video, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. You don't have to though. In fact, if you hate me, you can dislike it. You can if you want to. We don't get the chat. We don't get the trolls like we do anymore. I've actually been getting a troll emailing me lately, just through email, and it's basically the same stuff that the trolls were doing, you know, 2 or 3 months back. Basically, those same trolls we got like 2, 3 months, maybe 4 months ago. It's been a while. They haven't showed up for a while, but I've got this dude emailing. I'm not sure how he got my email. I mean, I don't exactly hide my email, but he's telling me how my movie's going to be crap, and it's the same old, and whatever, you know, whatever. So thank you for tuning in, though. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see what Michelle has to say here. It really is a detective movie. It's in its truest form. You know what? It kind of is. It kind of is. You can look at the movie from so many different angles, and yeah, it's very true. Mandy says he was probably her creator. Maybe. I always thought that Cochran was the creator of all this stuff, though. I mean, that's the obvious choice, but I mean, it's possible. But why would they kill him? But unless he wasn't fully in on everything, and now he discovered. It's possible. You can't throw out any possibilities. It's people can hate on a lot of that kind of stuff, but at the same time, if you can look at it with a different perspective, hey, new possibilities present themselves. So, like, even before this chat, I wasn't really thinking it's too possible that she could have been a robot. But now hearing your guys' comments, you guys are on this. I mean, I always thought it could be possible, but at the same time, I always felt it was implied that she. I leaned towards that idea that she was probably killed, and a duplicate robot was made. But now, when you say stuff like that, I mean, you see more possibilities of her being a robot all along. You guys are on to stuff. You guys are on to something here. Maybe Dr. Chalice ordered what? Sorry, ordered Ellie. Maybe Dr. Chalice ordered Ellie as a toy, a toy, so to speak. You're funny. That's funny. Oh my god, this has me thinking, Dad never mentioned a daughter. The entire backstory could have been completely fabricated. She could have been sent to the uh, The up loose ends? Oh, sent to the up loose I'm not sure if you got the exact, words that you were wanting there, or I'm misreading it. It's so small on my screen, I wish I could make it bigger. There probably is a way, but I just don't know how. But, yeah, I mean, I think I know what you mean, that's for sure. I think I know what you mean. So, yeah, it's very interesting. Oh, tie up. Okay, she says tie up. Okay. Completely fabricated could have been sent to tie up the loose end. Yeah, that makes more sense now. That makes more sense now. Awesome. Do, 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 do. Okay, so other things that let's just look at some of the little things that do bug me a little bit about the movie. Again, it's not a perfect movie, but I mean, I'm not going to. Again, what Peter was saying earlier about him getting that mask on the camera in the only chance he's going to have. I mean, there's no way he's going to get a second chance at that. But for him to really, that's some great aim. That's all I can say is the way he had to do it. It's probably about a 1 in 100, 1 to 2, 1 in 200 even. I don't know. It's the odds are pretty low. So luck would have had to have played a bit. I mean, I don't like it when characters get that lucky. So I guess you could say uh that definitely bothers me maybe because of that. You have to be pretty damn lucky to do something like that. However, it's one small area of the film. Suspension of disbelief sometimes. I mean, things similar to that happen in a lot of films. So I mean, I can kind of forgive it a little bit. Um, again, with Ellie being a robot at the end, I just don't feel like it needed to happen. I don't feel like it needed to happen. But hey, it does bring some interesting theories. Now I gotta say, it's not my favorite. I felt like it does feel forced. Like I said, it feels like it's kind of forced into the movie as an extra plot twist. It didn't really need to be there. Um, but you know what? Again, oh, I can forgive it. I can forgive all the little things I don't like about this movie, but at the end of the day, if if I could take them away, I probably would. The other thing at the beginning was I love the beginning, but the one thing I don't like in the beginning is how he kills that robot. Uh, that's I mean, the car is moving towards him like this speed, right? It's like, and that killed him, yet nothing else will. So I mean, that's pretty tough. That's I don't know. So little things like that. Ah, I wish they could take stuff like I fix those kinds of things. I know it was a fairly low budget studio film at that time. Again, these were like $2 million movies. Halloween 2 and Halloween 3, I think we're both around 2 million, maybe 2.5, maybe 3 million on the really stretching it at 3 million. Probably not didn't have quite that much of a budget, but so for studio films, that's a pretty small budget. Uh, for nowadays, it's probably comparable to a $5 million budget, but back that's still low now, you know. So I mean, they didn't have the ability to do a lot of stuff that they probably wanted to do. Um, but at the end of the day, you know what? Story takes precedent over any of those types of little flaws. Um, is there anything else that really bothers me about you guys tell me what else bothers you, if there's anything any other little nitpicky things. I feel like these are kind of nitpicky things, but at the end of the day, I always if I can see the good, I can see the bad too. That's the way I do it. Hey, I see Molly from Final Girl Friday is here. Hey Molly, you made it. Hope you're doing better, by the way. And Eduardo Guerrero is also in the chat as well. Thanks, man, for tuning in. I appreciate you tuning in. And movie fan 65738 late, but you're here. Hey, man, I'm glad you made it though. And that's Jason, right? Just got to make sure I get the right person. It is Jason, I think, right? Let me know. And he also says, "Will there be robots in Sawyer Massacre? I want to see Leatherface chainsaw a robot." Stay tuned. Uh, did I miss anybody else that joined the chat? Let me just double check. I don't think so. But thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate it. I always appreciate it when you guys can tune in. So really good to see Molly back in the chat. And how's Gory Rory doing? He was in the chat a few weeks ago, I think. Trying to remember. He was in not too long ago, but good to see you back. And she also says, yes, hi, I'm doing much better now, thank you. Have you talked about Tom Atkins caboose yet? His caboose. No, we haven't. I take it you enjoy he's 85 now though, right? So what, right? It's Tom Atkins. Tom Atkins is like Tom Selleck. These Toms are great. They're always awesome. They're awesome because gals like Molly like what they look, like what they're seeing, and probably want to get it on with guys like Tom Atkins or Tom Selleck, and guys like me wish that we could be Tom Selleck or Tom Atkins. I wish I could be that awesome. It's like, man, that guy is so awesome. I wish I was that awesome. So, man, yeah, lost my train of thought there actually for a second. But yeah. Yeah, Tom Atkins rocks. That's all I can say. Yes, the ladies want to have sex with him. Guys want to be him. I think we can pretty much all confirm that. Mandy Canton is laughing pretty hard at Eduardo. Roy's doing well, and Tom Atkins really 85 now. Oh my God, how is that a thing? I know. He's getting up there, and he's still doing the odd acting appearance here and there. He's still going to cons, and I'm not saying that it's gonna happen, but I would I would love to see Tom Atkins play Dr. Chalice again. I'll just say that much. We'll see. We'll see. Right, Michelle? We'll see. We'll see. You never know. But definitely not confirming anything, that's for sure, because, I mean, we haven't even talked to him yet. I hope you say I hope you sing in Sawyer I hope I sing? I'm not gonna be in the movie. Although somebody did get that perk. I don't know if I mentioned you because we have that perk on the campaign for me to sing any song in a Texas Chainsaw Massacre lyricified way. So I do have to prepare a song because somebody did get that perk. So I'm really trying to think of what the hell song. He sent me a song, and I have to rework the lyrics. I haven't had time to do it yet, but I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Hey, Jordan from J Carts Arts. My tongue twisted again. Hey man, how you doing? I love Halloween 3 in my top 5 franchise for sure. That's awesome. Yeah, it's my number 2 in the Halloween franchise, and it's some of these people's number 1, which is awesome. I like that. I like that there's so much love for it. I hate the bugs in the little boy death. Oh, I love the bugs. I mean, I love it because because I hate it so much. I love it because I hate it so much. It is a love-hate thing. But man, it's powerful. I gotta say that's powerful. Yeah. Oh, Drayton Sawyer's power just went out. Oh, how are you still chatting? How are you still or maybe you just got back on? Because I don't think we've seen you for a little bit. A little bit. Okay. Maybe you just got back on. Power just went out. That's awesome. So, yeah, I mean, there's not a lot that I really don't like about it, but there's a few things, obviously. I know sometimes I tend to talk about when I do have criticisms of films, it might come across that I dislike it more than I really do. But yeah, I mean those little things I can forgive. I can definitely forgive them because the story is so good. The story is so good. I love the beats that this movie has where you just get little bits at a time, you know? Love it. Love it. Oh, Jason says, "Oh, I've never seen Halloween 3. I might have to give it a shot." Well, if you're a big Michael Myers fan, you might be disappointed. But if you know going into it that it is a movie about Halloween, not Michael Myers necessarily, but it's about Halloween. It's something to do with Halloween. I think you'll actually be pleasantly surprised. So you have to go into it thinking this is a movie about where Halloween is actually tied to the plot in an essential way. It's been my biggest criticism of the rest of the Halloween franchise is that Halloween takes a backseat to Michael Myers ultimately. It really does. It's just, oh, every movie, it's set on Halloween. Every movie's set on Halloween, and that's why it's a Halloween film. Whereas this movie, Halloween ties into the plot, and I think that makes us that for that reason alone, I feel like this movie deserves to be called Halloween. And I know a lot of people have said many times over the years it should just be a standalone film and not have the Halloween name attached to it. But m I'm serious. It deserves to be called Halloween. Halloween is a bigger theme in this movie than it is in any of the other films in the franchise, in my opinion. But that's okay. It's okay. Some people are gonna hate on this movie, and that's okay. Santi Coronas doesn't like it. That's okay. It's okay if you don't like it, though. That's for sure. Final Girl Friday. I love Halloween 3 as well. I'd say it's number 4 on my list. That's okay. The Silver Shamrock jingle was just stuck in my head this morning. There you go. Yeah, geez, around Halloween is my daughter's gonna be singing that all the time. Just came back. Okay, his power went out. I like the mask melting on. Oh yeah, that's powerful stuff. Bootleg 317. Oh, that might be another. I think that's another new chatter, but the name sounds familiar. Halloween 3 is a bizarre, glorious trip of a bizarre of bizarreness. A bizarre, glorious trip of bizarreness. I love that. That's awesome. You are you are very well said. Yeah, very well said. Indeedy, indeedy. So let's talk a little bit about Michelle's film. A little bit. I don't know how much she wants to talk about, but we are working hard on it. She's working hard on it. I'm helping her any way I can. Mostly due to my experience with running Indiegogo, and just market, sort of the promo stuff more than anything else. I'm hoping I'm giving her tips on some of the story stuff here and there, but ultimately it's her script, it's her vision, and I just know that she's going to do something awesome with it though, because I know what she's doing with it. I know where she's going with it, and I think any Halloween 3 fan is going to be pleasantly surprised because it's different. It's different in a good way. It's not gonna be a film that you expect, and I think that's important. Hey, John from Doomsday Cryptus is in. We're talking about you a little bit before about, um, Orlando Phantasm. We're gonna get you and Tony on hopefully sometime near the end of the month and talk about that, and Tom Atkins will be there, right? And hopefully we can get some contact info for him. I don't know. As it would be awesome to see Tom Atkins play Dr. Chalice again. Does anybody not think that it would be awesome to see? It doesn't matter how old he is. He's still awesome. The guy is still awesome, right? Jason says, "Are you looking forward to Halloween Kills? Will you see it?" That's a good question, Jason. I was really looking forward to Halloween Kills. I'll be honest, the trailer underwhelmed me though. The trailer that came out around Canada Day or Independence Day, whatever. I'm in Canada, so I think it was around Canada Day that it actually came out. Uh, Yeah, I wanna say I'm excited for it, but, I don't know now. I wasn't a fan of that trailer. I know a lot of people love that trailer. I didn't, unfortunately. I didn't love it, but, I'm hoping that that that's a whole 'nother conversation. Michelle says, "Thank you, Steve. It's an honor to have you working on with me. I'm so bad at reading stuff, guys. I apologize. I probably I sound like a robot when I read these things. I should probably just stick to them right on because it's actually bigger when I read it in the side thing. Thank you, Steve. It's an honor to have you working with me on this as well. I'm guessing you meant to say or AS. What AS? I don't know. Uh, could have been a typo. Who knows? I make typos all the time. John says, "Sounds fantastic." Yes, Tom Atkins is there. There's a good chance. We have a chance. We have a chance. We just need to hopefully be able to book him. I hope we can. I think it would be awesome for Atkins to play Chalice again, for sure. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think there's good opportunity in this. He wouldn't be the main character though, I'll tell you that much. I hope that's not, you know I mean, you couldn't expect, him to be the main character though, I don't think so. Uh, I didn't much care for the last Halloween movie. Yeah, you know what? I didn't much either. I didn't much either. I was kinda torn on it. I did see it in theater. I did. Mm, I don't know what to say about it, guys. I'm kind of excited for it, but at the same time, I worry. I worry. Yeah, uh, it is what it is. We'll see. I hope it's good. Uh, I know you're a big fan of H3 as well. Yes, I am. Maybe not quite as big as you, but I am definitely a big fan. It would be awesome. Mandy Cantone says the same thing. It would be awesome to see Tom Atkins reprise. It would be. It would be. Doesn't matter how big the role is. Have fun filming something awesome. So, well, you know what? She's already filmed some stuff. Just so you guys know. Just so you guys know. You guys can expect a pretty cool trailer, I think. Teaser trailer, probably. I would call it a teaser. Yeah, Doomsday Crypt. Yeah, John is awesome. Yeah, look at that. I'll do whatever I can to try to help make something make it happen on my. That's the kind of guy John is. John is just that kind of guy. Yeah. Carlos from Lazy Reviewer. I did not care much about it either. It's stuck between trying to be like the original and being something new. I take it we're talking about Halloween 2018. Because it doesn't sound like you're talking about Halloween 3, but I think that's where that's going. I think. I'll watch Halloween Kills, but not that excited really. Yeah, yeah. Kind of like where I've kind of gone with Chainsaw, if I'm being honest with you. I'll just no problem. Final Girl Friday. Molly says, "I'm not a fan of the new Halloweens. I've tried. I'm still trying, but yeah, I hear you. I hear you. There are certain elements though that I do like, but missing suspense. I haven't seen a Halloween movie with good suspense in it for a long time. The new H18. Yep, that's what we're talking about. A little bit here, anyways. Halloween 2018. Yeah, figured as much. Hey, John made it in. Hey, John, how are you doing? John from Behind the Fiends. He's another associate producer and one of our sponsors. So make sure you definitely go check out Behind the Fiends. I'll be on with you on Sunday, right? Jeez, I'm so mixed up these days on everything that's happening. It'll be pretty cool. It'll be pretty cool. Lots of cool things happening. Yeah, everybody's saying Halloween 2018. There we go. Thank you for tuning in, though, John. Um, so it's already 8:15, so I don't want to spend too much longer talking about this. But yeah, I think I personally think Michelle's going to knock it out of the park. I'm going to help her do that. I want to set her up for success. Go check out the Facebook page already. I'm hoping Michelle's going to be able to start a Facebook group as well pretty soon, because I know groups are good for being very interactive. You guys can chime in a lot more and that kind of stuff. So hopefully Michelle will be able to get a group up as well soon enough, and maybe even like a Twitter and an Instagram, and we'll keep you updated on when the trailer's ready, when the Indiegogo's up, all that kind of stuff. Lots of cool stuff as far as this film is going, and I'm gonna help her make sure that this becomes a reality, because it's another fan film we don't get a lot of, and let's now actually talk about the ones that we do have, which I've only seen two. If anybody else has seen any more than just two Halloween 3 fan films, unofficial sequels, if you want to call them that, whichever you prefer to call them. I kind of like unofficial sequel, other than the unofficial part, but kind of is unofficial, unfortunately. So it makes sense. Uh, but there's two that I've seen on YouTube. And again, if anybody else knows of any other ones, let me know. But as far as I've seen, there's two. And they both have the same title. So it kind of shows you the imagination of people. And now Michelle had mentioned earlier the one that was made by kids. So it was made by like 13-year-old kids, and they're like, it's funny, you know, and I'm sure these kids are actually ahead of their time and all this stuff. And but at the end of the day, I mean, you can't look at it and say it was very well done. You got kids playing adult characters. You got like 12 year old kids with fake mustaches on, and you just, hey, doctor, it's, but at the same time, what was I doing when I was 12 years old? Was I doing anything like that? At least trying to do anything creative at all when I was that age? No, I was not. So, I mean, I got to give them credit for having fun. These are just kids having fun, trying to do something fun. So, I mean, I give them a break. And so that film is called Return of the Witch. Pretty generic title. I know. Pretty generic title. And it's funny that the other one that's on there is also called Return of the Witch, but it's made by adults that have made a lot of fan films and other films. And we talked about this guy's fan film Sawyer a while back when we were talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan films. Now, I've I've interacted with that guy a couple times. He was nice enough on Facebook when I chatted with him, but the same guy, I won't mention his name, but he's got another fan film. He's gonna Halloween fan film he's about to start making too, and he had this big long pitch video for it, and I couldn't help myself. I just It was so long and so repetitive. I had to comment and say, "This is the longest pitch video I've ever heard. You lost me at about the 3-minute mark," something like that. I said, "You got it. You talk too much. This guy talks too much in his movies. All his movies is so much talking, there's so much dialogue, and there's really not much story. It's just so much talking. You know, not a lot of imagination. I want to like this guy, and I'm sure he's a wonderful guy. But when his response to me was, well, this movie I made has got 300,000 views, and this one's got 400,000 views, and this one's got a million views. My channel's got over 12 million views on it. So what? I mean, at the end of the day, those numbers mean nothing. And bragging about making a film for $100, you shouldn't be bragging about making a film for $100, because a film shouldn't be made for $100, for one thing, because that shows that you are not paying your cast and crew, or even at least feeding them, which is essential to not not making a bad name for yourself. But you know, I'm you could make a short, simple film for $100, but it's got to be super simple, super short, and you got to use that $100 to pay whoever's helping you, as far as I'm concerned, or at least feed them well for that day. Essential. To me, that's the bare minimum. So, his films, no, his the films that I've seen, the best one I did see from this person was a Scream fan film. It still had a lot of talking in it, but that's kind of Ghostface shtick a little bit in the Scream franchise. And I'm not a big Scream guy, so I've only seen the first couple, but he is kind of a guy who talks a lot, right? He's talking on the phone a lot about it kind of works. It's still a little bit too much for me, but it kind of works. Let's look at the chat here a bit. Oh, I say we got Josh from Camp Blood Media tuned in. Hey man, how you doing? Good to see you stop. I think it's been a while since you've stopped by, so it's good to have you tune in. Gotta have you on the show one time. A fellow Canadian, other end of the country, mind you. But hey, I was on another fellow Canadian's YouTube channel last night, and he's in the other end of the country as well, in New Brunswick or something, I think. Uh, just talking to each other. Yeah, there you go. What does Eduardo say here? Steve, in my opinion, how much would you need these days to make a movie look like it had $1 million in the budget? Ooh, it always depends. It depends on what's in your script. It's kind of an impossible thing to answer because it depends on what's in your script. How big is your cast? How big is your crew? It's ideal to have a bigger crew than a cast. I'll say that. Um, you can have a movie with a cast of a short film. Obviously, you're not going to have an entire film where it's just one person in the cast, but you could have a short film with a cast of one. But if you have a crew of 10, making that look good, it can look like $1 million. It could. $1 million. I mean, that's just you know, uh, but feature length film, you could get away with a cast of about 4. You could, depending on your story. I mean, geez, you could get away with a cast of 2, depending on your story. It depends on how you write it. It depends on how creative you can be. There's lots of in and outs, lots of factors. So it's really hard to measure that. But like the short film I'm close to releasing, we made that on it's only 10 minutes, but we made it on a budget of under $300. And I fed my cast and crew. But the cast was 4. There's 4 people in the cast. The crew was about 10, you know. So we made it work. We made it work. It was just 2 days shooting. I home cooked everything. They loved my potatoes, so I was cooking everything while shooting it. It was a lot of work for me, but had to make sure that they were well fed, and there was some gluten-free stuff, and there was some. I think somebody was allergic to onions, so you have enough stuff, and you have enough craft services stuff as well, because that's important too, so that people can snack throughout the day and have water and have Gatorade, blah blah blah, all that wonderful stuff. More people are chatting, so I'm gonna gonna have to move. Holy smokes, you guys are chatting fast here. Been doing a lot of streams. Oh, you can definitely come on my. I'd love to go on your show, man. I'd absolutely love it. I'd love to go on your show. I'd love to have you on my show as well. So yeah, Josh, you're a great guy. So I mean, and you've been very supportive of my films. So definitely, I'd love to go on your show. You just let me know when. You just let me know when you've got time. I'm sure you've probably booked a couple months in advance or something, probably. But we'll set up a date. I was supposed to go on House of the Living Dead's channel at some point too, but that never seemed to happen. That's okay. Oh, you guys are You guys are awesome. Hey, look who else is here. Joe from Fangoria Faithful. Hey. How's it going, Steve and everyone? Sorry, I'm late. That's okay, man. You made it. As long as you made it. As long as you made it. That's awesome that you made it, Joe. Haven't seen you in the stream for a little while. And Joe is the guy who did the artwork for my poster. Let me see if I might have it in here still. If you haven't seen the Sawyer Massacre poster, here it is. That was done by our wonderful Joe Lawrence, who is Fangoria Faithful. So thank you so much, Joe, for doing that. You are awesome. He does great work. He does awesome work. And I hope to work with him again in the future. He's a great guy. So there you go. What is John from Behind the Fiend saying? He's saying Slacker was made with a bare bones budget, but it had no effects and just was a day in the life of a bunch of kids in Austin, Texas. I'll have to check that one out too. I haven't seen it. We're making our film pretty much in Austin, Texas. So there you go. That's all good. So yeah, I mean, so that's all we got for fan films for Halloween 3 right now. It's just those two as far unless nobody else commented any other ones. They're both called Return of the Witch, which I think is a super generic title. Now I can excuse those kids. They're kids and they're just having fun. But man, when you get adults making the same kind of quality as kids with the exact same generic title, I don't know. Um, I just think that they think that they're up to par with they really aren't, and he's going off of how many views and stuff he has on YouTube. And hey, you know what? A lot of people can get views and stuff on YouTube if you do the right stuff, But if it doesn't matter whether it's good or not, but if you're making videos about a certain thing, blah blah blah, he's doing a lot of fan films. So the fact that he's doing all these fan films is getting him views, I think, more than anything else. But I want to like the guy, and I want to be helpful to the guy as well because he doesn't seem like a bad guy. I feel like he just thinks he's better than he is, unfortunately, and he has a lot of work to do. And I hope he can take some of the criticisms that not just I have given him, but a few others have given him. I was not too hard on the movie Sawyer. It does have again a lot of exposition stuff going on and a lot of talking, a lot of dialogue that could be better. But it's not the worst one I've seen either. So I just man, I think it's time for a good Halloween 3 fan film. Again, I know the fan base is divided. I think Michelle is going to give everybody something very, very special. And I'm just happy to be on board with her, to be producing the film and helping her get the script up to par, hopefully. And which I think it's the idea is there. The idea is very, very much there, and it's just about putting some pieces together. And I think it's going to be, really cool, guys. I think any fan of Halloween 3 is going to really dig Michelle's vision. Again, it's called The Third Channel. And we all know what the third channel is. So does it mean we're going to get questions answered in this? Well, we'll see. Maybe there'll be questions answered, but new questions will arise, right? So I'm really excited for what Michelle is doing. So thank you, Michelle, for tuning into the chat tonight. I'm going to try to have Michelle on the channel here as well. I'm going to probably do a lot of guests in the near future. Probably it's been a couple weeks. It's been a few weeks since I've had a guest. The last guest I had on was Michael from Halloween Evil Lives, and again, congratulations on him hitting his goal today. That's really awesome that they did hit that goal. There is a cool idea there with his film. I don't again, it's all in the execution. It's always all in the execution, but again, cool ideas are cool ideas. So I always try to get behind an idea if it sounds like it's inspiring. So yeah, Halloween 3 fan film, Michelle. the third channel. Michelle Blasky's the third channel. Be excited for it. That's all I can say. Be excited for it. Go follow the Facebook page. The link is in the description. And this was a fun little chat about Halloween 3 tonight there, guys. Does anybody else have anything to say about this movie? Let's see what Joe from Fangoria is saying here. Hey, Michelle and Steve. Thank you, Steve. All you gotta do is sorry. All you gotta do is ask, man, and it's been a blast seeing the positive feedback you've got from my help. It's been great. Thank you. Yes, I mean, yeah, you do great work, Joe. That's at the end of the day, you do great work, and I'm always gonna plug anybody who does great work. I will. And whether you do it for me or you do it for somebody else, if you've done great work, I'm definitely gonna support you. John from Doomsday Crypt says, I think Halloween 3 is finally starting to get respect it deserves. Yeah, the last few years I've noticed that a lot of people get more on board with it over the last few years for sure. So it is good. It is good to see that. You all can't see, but I'm singing the Silver Shamrock. Well, that's good. I'm probably gonna make some video of my daughter singing it because she sang it a lot last Halloween. So I'm gonna try to take some video of her singing it. She's awesome. There you go, Michelle Blasky. Thanks so much for letting everyone know, Steve. Appreciate it. Yes, definitely. We gotta build some hype for this thing because I think it's gonna be. I know it's gonna be special. I know it's gonna be special, and people will be able to see that you're putting your heart and soul into this. Again, shooting at the actual locations. That factory. That factory is iconic, and the fact that you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it, guys. I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. We're gonna see that factory again. So yeah, no problem, Michelle. It's again, it's been inspiring actually. I like that the new Halloween movies are including the Shamrock Yeah, the Halloween Kills. I saw that in the trailer. That is pretty cool. Again, I'd like to see more of that story just continue. That's all. That might be a good question for Michelle. Are the masks going to be featured in the movie? In her movie? Fangoria Faithful, you on Instagram or Facebook? Yeah, he's on both. He's on both. So go check him out. Go check out Fangoria Faithful. I think you have your own Facebook as Joe Lawrence. I know that, but you also have a page called Fangoria Faithful, if I'm not mistaken, or a group, page or group. I can't remember if it's a page or a group, something like that. That song definitely can stick in your head. Yeah, it definitely can. Halloween 3 is a true Halloween film. It focuses on the actual holiday, yeah, but sadly gets overlooked. Yeah, I know. I touched on that earlier. You weren't in the chat when I touched on that, but yes, I did. Yes, I did touch on that. Thanks to you, Steve. I'm going to create my second poster for the third channel. There you go. Got the creative juices flowing, and I think I got some great ideas for it. Love the idea behind Michael's story. There you go. Oh, Michelle's story. Michael's story. That's awesome. Awesome, Joe. I'm so glad to get you brought in on this project as well because you've been great to work with. There you go. All right, guys. I think that's our show tonight there, guys. You guys have all been awesome. And we'll see you guys next week, probably next week again. Don't I might have a guest on next week. I'm not sure. I'm gonna try to book some guests because I got a lot of people wanting to actually be on the show. It just depends on whether my schedule and their schedule can make it happen. And if not, we'll probably talk something else. Supposedly, and we might be seeing the trailer for Resident Evil. I do if that does drop, I'm gonna try to do uh, a reaction live for it because there's not a lot of zombie stuff I like. Resident Evil, the video games, original video game, anyways, is something I grew up with. So that's different. That's different. And I know there are a lot of people that are pissed off on those images, but I'm not. That doesn't bother me so much. I think people get a little uptight on the way certain characters look. But anyways, Oh, yes, yes, this Sunday, and Andre Gower, from Monster Squad is going to be on Behind the Fiends, and I will be on there as well. So that'll be a lot of fun as well. And tomorrow night, I'm going to be on Bacon Pew Pew's channel. It's a new YouTube channel, so I'll be on there talking about the Sawyer Massacre and all kinds of things. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He was in the chat last week on here, and we just kind of connected on Facebook, and he seems like a good dude. So he's a pretty new channel. So go on and support his channel if you can, and we'll see you guys on his channel tomorrow night. It'll be a lot of fun. A lot of awesome stuff coming up. That's all I can say. It's a busy time for this old dude. It really is. I still have to get working on that documentary. Just haven't found the time to make everything, get everything ready for that. So, uh, but I'll get there. I'll get there. Good night, everybody. You guys are awesome. We'll see you all next week. Have a good one.